Ladies and gentlemen, you were not placed on this earth to be average or easily replaced. There is something deep within you, your gift, your uniqueness that has the power to leave an indelible mark. Your value isn't measured by what you take from the world, but by what you give to it. And when you understand the treasure you carry, people will not only notice you, they will miss you when you're gone. The goal is not just to be remembered, but to be unforgettable. You must live, serve, and love in such a way that your absence creates a void no one else can fill. This is not about manipulation or attention seeking. It's about becoming so purposeful and excellent in everything you do that your impact continues even when you're not present. So how do you live in such a way that they miss you like never before? Every individual is born with a gift, something unique that only they can bring into the world. It is not something you have to beg for or borrow from others. It is already within you, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. The tragedy of life is not death, but living without ever unwrapping that gift. Too many people go through life trying to fit in, following the patterns of others, unaware that the world doesn't need another copy, it needs you. The moment you discover what you were born to do, your life will shift from mere existence to significance. Your gift is not just a talent or skill. A gift is the thing you do so naturally that it feels effortless, yet it adds tremendous value to others. It brings you joy when you engage with it, and it has the power to solve problems, inspire others, or create beauty in a way that feels authentic to you. Your gift may lie in your ability to lead, create, teach, innovate, or connect with others. It may be in your voice, your hands, your mind, or your heart, but finding it is not the end. Developing it is where the real work begins. No gift is ready-made. Diamonds do not shine when they are first found. They are buried deep within the earth, and only through pressure, cutting, and polishing do they reveal their brilliance. Your gift will require refinement. It will demand your time, effort, and discipline. You must practice, learn, and grow. Challenges and setbacks will come, but they are not meant to break you. They are tools designed to shape you into the person your gift demands you to be. The danger lies in comparing your gift to others. When you envy someone else's gift, you neglect your own. Comparison will blind you to the value you carry. Just because your gift looks different from someone else's doesn't mean it is less important. A seed does not compete with the flower next to it. It simply grows into what it was designed to become. The key is to focus on your path and trust that the world needs what you have to offer, even if it doesn't seem obvious at first. Your gift is also not for you alone. It was given to you so that you could serve others. The true measure of a gift is not in how much it benefits you, but in how it blesses others. When you use your gift to solve problems, lift people, or inspire change, you become indispensable. People will seek you out not because you demand attention, but because your gift makes a difference. Many people fear stepping into their gift because it requires risk, but staying hidden in fear is a greater risk, one that leads to regret. Your gift is your responsibility. No one else can discover or develop it for you. If you do not rise to the challenge, the world will be deprived of what only you could have brought to it. The beauty of a gift is that it grows as you use it. The more you pour it out, the more it multiplies. And as it grows, it opens doors you could never imagine. Your gift will make room for you. It will position you in places of influence, opportunity, and purpose. But those doors will remain closed if you don't take the first step. So dig deep, search within yourself. Identify what makes you come alive and commit to developing it, no matter how hard the journey gets. Don't let the world pass you by while your gift lies dormant. The moment you fully embrace and develop your gift is the moment you stop being invisible and become unforgettable. That is when you begin to walk in your true purpose. Excellence and integrity are not mere habits, they are a way of life. True greatness is not found in how much you accomplish for yourself, but in how well you serve others. Serving with excellence means giving your best, not because someone is watching or because you expect recognition, but because excellence is the standard you set for yourself. It is a reflection of who you are, not what you do. And when you pair excellence with integrity, you become a person others can trust, a person whose value goes beyond performance and whose presence makes a difference. Excellence is not perfection, but it requires effort, intention, and attention to detail. It's about doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways. Whether you are given a small task or a great one, the measure of excellence is not in the size of the assignment, but in the heart behind it. It means showing up fully prepared and focused even when no one is there to see. It is found in the person who sweeps the floor with care as much as in the one who manages a company. Excellence does not allow room for mediocrity. It demands that you honor every opportunity as if it were your last. Integrity is the foundation that holds excellence in place. Without integrity, even the most excellent work crumbles over time. Integrity is not about reputation, it's about character. It's who you are when no one is watching and when the applause fades. A person with integrity does what is right, even when it costs them. They keep their word, honor their commitments, and refuse to cut corners for the sake of convenience. In a world full of shortcuts, integrity stands as a light, guiding others toward trust and reliability. People may be impressed by talent, but they are transformed by character. When you serve with excellence and integrity, you create value that extends beyond the immediate moment. You leave behind a legacy that people can depend on and build upon. A person who serves this way becomes unforgettable, not because they demand attention, but because their work leaves an undeniable mark. Excellence attracts opportunities and integrity keeps them. Together, they open doors that talent alone cannot. This way of living is not easy. Excellence requires you to push past laziness and complacency. Integrity demands you stand firm even when no one else does. It can be tempting to lower your standards than others do, but lowering your standards only diminishes your own worth. Instead, raise the bar even if you stand alone. When you choose this path, your work becomes a reflection of something greater than yourself. People will not only see what you do, they will feel the spirit in which you do it. There will be moments when serving with excellence and integrity feels thankless. You may wonder if your efforts are noticed or if doing the right thing even matters, but rest assured, excellence and integrity never go unnoticed in the long run. They have a way of bringing the right people and opportunities into your life at the right time. Even when recognition is delayed, the fulfillment of knowing you gave your best and stood by your principles is reward enough. And when your absence is felt, it won't be because you were loud or demanding, it will be because your presence carried weight that can't be replaced. Excellence and integrity are not just for moments of importance, they are a lifestyle. They define how you approach every aspect of your life, from relationships to work, from how you handle success to how you respond to failure. When these two qualities become a part of who you are, you don't need to chase after greatness. Greatness begins to follow you. And in the end, your impact will not be measured by how much you gained, but by how much you gave, how well you served, and the kind of person you chose to be. Life is a tapestry woven from the connections we build with others. No one was created to walk this journey alone. Our purpose, growth, and joy are all deeply tied to the relationships we nurture. But not every connection is meaningful. Many people settle for shallow interactions focused on transactions rather than transformation. Yet true fulfillment comes when we go deeper, forging relationships built on authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. When we create meaningful connections, we don't just fill spaces, we create bonds that endure, adding richness and purpose to every part of life. A meaningful connection begins with intentional presence. In a world full of distractions, simply being present is a rare and powerful gift. It means giving someone your undivided attention, not merely listening to respond, but listening to understand. People don't just want to be heard, they want to be seen for who they truly are. When you show up fully, body, mind, and heart, you create a space where others feel safe, valued, and understood. That kind of presence can turn an ordinary conversation into a life-changing moment. Authenticity is the foundation of every meaningful connection. It requires you to drop the mask, to let go of the need to impress, and to be honest about who you are. When you are authentic, you give others permission to do the same. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is the birthplace of trust. By showing your real self, flaws and all, you create a connection based on truth, not pretense. People can sense when you are genuine, and they are drawn to that kind of honesty. Creating meaningful connections also demands empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel what someone else feels, to step into their shoes without judgment. It's more than sympathy, it's a willingness to carry another's burden, even for a moment, so they know they are not alone. Empathy dissolves barriers and builds bridges. It allows you to connect with people from different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives. When you lead with empathy, you cultivate an environment of compassion where others feel valued no matter where they come from or what they have experienced. Trust is another pillar of meaningful connections, but trust is not given, it is earned. It is built over time through consistency, reliability, and honesty. Trust requires you to be dependable, to do what you say you will do, even when it's inconvenient. When people know they can count on you, they feel safe in your presence, and that safety deepens the bond between you. Betrayed trust is difficult to restore, but a life lived with integrity builds connections that can stand the test of time. Meaningful connections are also strengthened through mutual investment. You cannot expect to reap the rewards of a relationship you are not willing to nurture. It takes effort, time, and sacrifice. You must be willing to celebrate the victories and walk through the valleys with those you connect with. The strongest bonds are formed not in moments of convenience, but in seasons of challenge, where loyalty and commitment are tested. When you stand by someone through thick and thin, you create a connection that goes beyond surface level interaction. Another key to building meaningful connections is generosity. Give without expecting anything in return. Whether it's your time, encouragement, or resources, your willingness to pour into others creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you see. Small acts of kindness can open the door to profound relationships. A word of encouragement at the right time, a listening ear when someone is struggling, or a simple gesture of care can leave a lasting impact. When you give freely, without seeking recognition, you sow seeds of trust and gratitude that grow into deep connections. Lastly, meaningful connections require humility. Relationships are not about control or dominance, they are about mutual respect. Humility allows you to put others first, to acknowledge their value, and to learn from their experiences. It means being willing to apologize when you are wrong and to forgive when you are hurt. Humility creates room for growth both for you and those you connect with. It allows you to build bridges where others create walls, turning conflict into an opportunity for deeper understanding. When you invest in meaningful connections, you are building a legacy that extends beyond yourself. People may forget your accomplishments, but they will never forget how you made them feel. The impact of a meaningful connection cannot be measured in moments that last a lifetime. These are the relationships that remain when everything else fades, the ones that define your life's true wealth. When you create meaningful connections, you are not just making an impact, you are leaving a mark on the hearts of those you touch. And that is a legacy worth building. Leaving every place better than you found it is not just an act of kindness, it's a reflection of character and purpose. It's a mindset that acknowledges that life is not about what you can take from the world, but about what you can contribute to it. This principle requires you to shift from merely occupying space to creating value wherever you go. It means recognizing that your presence, no matter how brief, has the potential to make a lasting impact. Whether in your family, workplace, community, or even in passing interactions, you are responsible for leaving things better than you found them. This principle begins with an awareness of your surroundings. It's about being intentional, paying attention to the needs and opportunities in every situation. Some people walk into a room and only see what they can gain, but those committed to improving their environment see what they can give. You must develop the habit of asking, what can I contribute here, rather than what's in it for me. This shift in mindset transforms ordinary interactions into moments of significance. Leaving things better than you found them doesn't always require grand actions. Often, it's the small, consistent efforts that make the biggest difference. A kind word, a gesture of gratitude, or an encouraging conversation can turn someone's day around. Picking up a piece of trash, helping a colleague with a task, or simply offering a smile may seem minor, but these small acts of care have a cumulative effect. Improvement isn't always loud, it's often quiet, intentional, and deeply personal. This principle also applies to relationships. Every encounter with another person is an opportunity to add value. Whether you're speaking to a friend, a stranger, or someone in conflict with you, your goal should be to leave them better than they were before meeting you. That doesn't mean every conversation will be easy, but even in difficult interactions, you can choose to respond with grace, wisdom, and patience. Sometimes it's about offering empathy and understanding. Other times it's about speaking the truth in love. Either way, your words and actions should aim to uplift, heal, or inspire growth. In the workplace, leaving things better than you found them means being a positive force. It's about exceeding expectations, doing more than what is required, and solving problems instead of creating them. You don't wait for titles or promotions to take ownership. You improve what's within your reach, no matter your position. Leaders who embrace this principle create cultures of excellence, where every team member feels empowered to contribute. Whether it's refining a process, mentoring a colleague, or bringing fresh ideas to the table, your efforts should move the organization forward. Leaving places better than you found them also requires stewardship. It's about taking care of the resources entrusted to you, whether it's your environment, your finances, or the relationships in your life. This mindset rejects wastefulness and neglect. It acknowledges that everything you touch, from physical spaces to intangible things like trust and influence, carries value, and that value should increase through your involvement. You understand that you are not an owner, but a steward, and part of stewardship is leaving things in better condition than you received them. At times, improving a situation may require sacrifice. Leaving things better means you are willing to give your time, energy, or resources without expecting anything in return. You may not always receive recognition or immediate reward, but the satisfaction comes from knowing that you made a difference, however small. A person who serves this way understands that the true reward is in knowing that their contribution has made the world a little brighter, even if no one else notices. This principle also demands humility. You must be willing to plant seeds that you may never see grow. Some improvements take time, and the benefits may only be realized by others in the future. You might not always witness the impact of your efforts, but the legacy you leave will be felt long after you're gone. It is the ability to trust that your good deeds, no matter how small or unseen, contribute to something greater than yourself. This is not about glory, but about creating a ripple effect of positive change. Leaving every place better than you found it also requires consistency. It's not something you do once in a while, it's a way of life. Whether you are interacting with people, managing resources, or participating in your community, you should carry this principle everywhere you go. Consistency builds trust and influence. When people know that you will always aim to make things better, they begin to value your presence. You become someone others rely on, not because you are perfect, but because your commitment to improvement never wavers. Ultimately, leaving every place better than you found it is about legacy. Your life will not be measured by how much you acquired, but by how much you gave. You don't have to be rich, famous, or powerful to leave a lasting impact. Every action, every word, and every choice you make contributes to the story you are writing. When you live with this principle at the forefront, your life becomes a testimony of service, stewardship, and love. It ensures that no matter where you go or how long you stay, the world will be better because you were in it. Staying true to your values, even when it costs you, is the ultimate test of character. It is easy to hold on to principles when everything is smooth, when the path is clear, and when rewards come without resistance. But true integrity is revealed when your values are challenged, when standing firm costs you something: opportunities, relationships, comfort, or even success. In those moments, you discover whether your values are genuine convictions or mere conveniences. If you compromise what you believe in to avoid discomfort, you were never standing on values, you were standing on preferences. Values are the compass that guide your life. They define who you are, what you stand for, and the impact you leave behind. They provide clarity in moments of confusion and strength in seasons of uncertainty. Without values, you are easily swayed by external pressure, changing your direction according to the winds of popularity, fear, or personal gain. But when you stay true to your values, you become anchored, rooted in something deeper than circumstance. This inner strength allows you to navigate challenges with dignity and purpose, even when others falter. The cost of staying true to your values can often feel heavy. You may lose friendships, miss out on career opportunities, or face rejection. But the short-term loss is nothing compared to the long-term damage of betraying your own principles. Compromising your values may bring temporary relief, but it erodes your sense of self over time. Integrity is not just about what others think of you, it's about how you see yourself. When you sacrifice your values to please others or gain approval, you lose the peace that comes from living authentically. It takes courage to stand firm in your values when the pressure to conform is intense. Society often rewards those who take shortcuts or bend their principles to fit in. In those moments, you will be tempted to compromise just a little, just this once. But the thing about compromise is that it rarely stops at just once. Each time you abandon a value, it becomes easier to do so again until you find yourself far from the person you intended to be. The small cracks in integrity eventually become deep fractures, but when you hold fast, even when it's difficult, you reinforce your character, and character always outlasts convenience. Living by your values also means accepting that the right thing may not always be the easy thing. Doing what is right might mean standing alone, speaking out when others remain silent, or walking away from what looks like a promising opportunity. It requires sacrifice. You may have to let go of things you worked hard for, endure criticism, or take the long road when shortcuts are available. But in every sacrifice, there is also freedom, the freedom to live without regret, knowing you remain true to yourself. The rewards of a clear conscience are far greater than any temporary gain. When you stay true to your values, you create a foundation of trust with others. People may not always agree with your stance, but they will respect your consistency. Trust is built over time through unwavering integrity, and trust is one of the most valuable currencies in life. Others will come to know that your word means something, that your actions align with your beliefs, and that you will not be swayed by convenience. This consistency gives you influence. Even those who initially oppose you will be drawn to your authenticity because people are hungry for leaders and friends who stand firm in a world that often shifts with the tide. Staying true to your values also sets an example for others. Whether you realize it or not, people are watching how you respond to challenges. Your actions encourage those around you, family, friends, colleagues, to examine their own values. When they see you standing firm, even at great cost, it inspires them to do the same. Your life becomes a beacon of what is possible when someone refuses to compromise their principles. And in moments when others are tempted to fold under pressure, they will remember your example and find the strength to stand firm as well. Values are not meant to be hidden or reserved for easy times. They are meant to shine brightest in difficulty. Challenges do not destroy your values, they reveal their strength. When you are tested and choose to stand firm, you demonstrate that your values are not for sale. And though the cost may seem high, the reward is immeasurable, a life of authenticity, peace, and fulfillment. Staying true to your values may not always make you popular, but it will make you respected. It may not always lead to material success, but it will lead to a legacy of integrity. In the end, the world does not need more people who conform, it needs more people with conviction. Staying true to your values ensures that you are not merely living, but living with purpose. You leave behind a life marked by consistency and honor, one where people know they can count on you to do what is right no matter the cost. The road of integrity may be narrow, but it is the only path that leads to lasting peace. And the peace that comes from knowing you never betrayed yourself is worth more than anything you could gain by compromise. Mastering the art of growth and reinvention is essential because life is not static and neither should you be. Growth is not a one-time achievement. It is a continuous journey of self-improvement, learning, and adaptation. Reinvention is the ability to evolve, to shed old versions of yourself and embrace new ones, not because you failed, but because you've outgrown who you used to be. True mastery comes from recognizing that change is not your enemy, it is your ally. The goal is not merely survival, but transformation, becoming better, wiser, and more effective with each season of life. Growth begins with self-awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. You must take an honest inventory of your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and mindsets. Growth requires humility, the willingness to admit that where you are today is not where you are meant to remain. It is easy to become comfortable with what you know and resist stepping into unfamiliar territory, but comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth challenges you to stretch beyond your current capabilities, to question outdated assumptions, and to let go of habits that no longer serve your purpose. Reinvention is necessary because who you were yesterday may not be enough for tomorrow. Each new season of life demands a different version of you. What worked in the past may not serve you in the future. Reinvention is not about abandoning your identity, but refining it, becoming the most authentic version of yourself with the knowledge and experiences you've accumulated. Just as a seed must stop being a seed to become a tree, you must be willing to evolve if you want to grow into your fullest potential. Growth also requires embracing discomfort. Change is unsettling because it forces you to leave behind the familiar. But every breakthrough comes with growing pains. You cannot develop new skills, mindsets, or capacities without stepping outside your comfort zone. Discomfort is a sign that you are expanding. If you avoid the discomfort, you miss the lessons and opportunities that come with it. To master growth, you must learn to see discomfort not as a threat, but as a sign that you are on the right path. Reinvention demands a mindset of lifelong learning. You must remain curious, teachable, and open to new ideas. The moment you stop learning, you start declining, whether it's through formal education, mentorship, or life experiences. You must be intentional about acquiring new knowledge. Reinventing yourself may mean learning a new skill, developing new relationships, or changing the way you think about success. The key is to never settle each stage of life as an opportunity to learn something new and apply it to your journey. To master growth, you must also be willing to release old identities. Often people cling to outdated versions of themselves because they fear the unknown. They stay trapped in old roles and mindsets, even though those roles no longer fit the person they've become. But to grow, you must be willing to let go. Reinvention requires courage, the courage to leave behind what is familiar and step into the uncertainty of becoming someone new. It is about trusting that what lies ahead is greater than what you are leaving behind. Growth is not linear. It comes with setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But every failure is an opportunity for reinvention. You must learn to see failure not as the end, but as a part of the process. When you master the art of growth, you realize that even setbacks are valuable. They teach resilience, reveal areas for improvement, and prepare you for future success. Reinvention is not about erasing your past mistakes, but using them as fuel for your transformation. A critical part of growth and reinvention is surrounding yourself with the right people. Growth is difficult when you are tied to environments and relationships that limit your potential. You must seek out people who challenge you to be better, who inspire you to think differently, and who encourage you to keep evolving. Sometimes reinvention requires you to leave behind toxic relationships and environments that no longer align with who you are becoming. Growth thrives in environments that nurture it. Growth and reinvention also require patience. Transformation does not happen overnight. Just as a tree takes time to grow, meaningful growth takes time and consistent effort. You must be willing to persevere, even when progress seems slow. The process may be frustrating, but every small step forward is part of the bigger picture. Mastery comes from understanding that growth is not a destination, it is a way of life. Ultimately, mastering the art of growth and reinvention ensures that you remain relevant and impactful throughout your life. It allows you to adapt to changing circumstances without losing your core identity. It equips you to thrive in any environment and seize new opportunities with confidence. You become a person who is not afraid to change because you understand that growth is not just about adding more to yourself, it is about becoming the person you were always meant to be. When you embrace this mindset, you unlock a life of endless possibilities. You stop chasing success and begin creating it not just for yourself, but for those around you. And in doing so, you leave behind a legacy of transformation, a life that shows others what is possible when you commit to growing, learning, and becoming, no matter the season. Showing gratitude and appreciation generously is a powerful force that elevates both the giver and the receiver. It is more than just saying thank you or expressing polite gestures. It is a deliberate way of living that reflects humility, honor, and awareness of how interconnected we are. True gratitude recognizes that no success is achieved alone, no blessing is deserved by entitlement, and no person is too small to acknowledge. When you express gratitude openly and generously, you cultivate an atmosphere of encouragement, strengthen relationships, and foster a spirit of abundance in your life and the lives of others. Gratitude begins with recognizing the value of people, moments, and experiences. It requires paying attention, seeing the efforts others make on your behalf, noticing small joys in everyday life, and acknowledging blessings you might otherwise take for granted. The challenge is that in a world driven by achievements and personal ambitions, it's easy to overlook the gifts hidden in plain sight. But when you learn to pause and appreciate what you have and the people around you, you awaken to a deeper sense of fulfillment. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already possess, and that shift in perspective creates contentment. Expressing gratitude is not just about what you feel, but about what you communicate. Appreciation that remains unspoken holds no power. A heartfelt thank you can make someone feel seen and valued, sometimes in ways you may never fully understand. People thrive when they are appreciated. Acts of gratitude uplift others and show them that their contributions matter, whether it is the effort of a colleague, the kindness of a friend, or the support of a loved one. Acknowledging the good in others encourages them to keep doing good, reinforcing positive behavior that makes relationships stronger and environments healthier. Gratitude and appreciation also dismantle pride. When you express genuine thanks, you admit that you are not self-made. It takes humility to acknowledge that you owe some part of your success to others, whether through direct help, mentorship, or inspiration. This humility strengthens your relationships by eliminating the illusion of superiority. No one owes you anything. And when you live with that mindset, you stop demanding and start appreciating. Pride isolates, but gratitude connects. The more you express appreciation, the more you open your heart to the people and opportunities around you. Being generous with appreciation requires intentionality. It's not enough to reserve gratitude for grand gestures or significant moments. It should flow freely in the ordinary rhythms of life. Simple words, written notes, or small acts of kindness can convey deep appreciation. These moments accumulate, building a foundation of trust and goodwill that transforms personal and professional relationships. Gratitude becomes a habit, a way of life that naturally draws people closer and fosters an environment where others feel empowered to give their best. Gratitude is also contagious. When you express appreciation, you inspire others to do the same. A culture of gratitude spreads quickly, whether in families, workplaces, or communities, because people gravitate toward environments where they feel valued. It creates a cycle of mutual appreciation that strengthens bonds, boosts morale, and enhances productivity. When people know their efforts will be recognized, they are more motivated to contribute meaningfully. Even in challenging situations, a spirit of gratitude reminds people that their work is not in vain and that every effort, no matter how small, is part of a greater purpose. Practicing gratitude also cultivates resilience. Life is not without trials, and it is easy to become bitter or frustrated when things don't go as planned. But when you train yourself to look for reasons to be thankful, even in adversity, you develop the strength to persevere. Gratitude allows you to find meaning in difficult seasons and hope in uncertain times. It shifts your focus from obstacles to opportunities and from complaints to possibilities. This mindset not only sustains you, but also inspires others to remain hopeful when circumstances are tough. Generosity and gratitude is not limited to people who have done something for you directly. It extends to appreciating life itself. Every day is a gift, and every experience, whether good or bad, carries lessons that shape you into a better version of yourself. Living with gratitude keeps you grounded, reminding you that life is precious and fleeting. When you approach life with this awareness, you stop waiting for extraordinary moments to feel grateful. You begin to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary, the kindness of a stranger, the warmth of a sunrise, the laughter of a child, and in doing so, you cultivate joy. At its core, gratitude is transformative. It has the power to change not only how you see the world, but how the world responds to you. People are drawn to those who express appreciation because gratitude reflects a heart that is both secure and generous. It signals that you are not operating from a place of scarcity, but from abundance, that you recognize how much you have been given and are eager to share that recognition with others. A grateful heart is magnetic. It attracts more blessings because it creates a spirit of openness and expectancy. Living a life of generous appreciation ensures that you leave every encounter, every relationship, and every environment better than you found it. It is an investment in the well-being of others, one that yields returns far beyond what you can measure. People will remember how you made them feel long after they forget what you said or did. And when you live with gratitude, your legacy becomes one of kindness, encouragement, and empowerment. A life marked by generous appreciation is a life well lived, a life that not only acknowledges blessings but multiplies them in the hearts of others. Living with purpose, not just for success, is about aligning your life with a vision that transcends personal achievements, accolades, or material gain. Success in itself is fleeting. It can satisfy you momentarily, but it cannot sustain the deeper hunger of your soul. Purpose, on the other hand, is anchored in meaning. It is rooted in who you are, why you exist, and how your life contributes to something greater than yourself. When you live for purpose, your actions become intentional, your efforts become meaningful, and your life gains a depth that success alone can never provide. The pursuit of success often focuses on what you can achieve, but purpose asks a different question. What impact will you leave behind? Success is often measured by titles, wealth, or fame, but purpose measures fulfillment by the difference you make in the lives of others. It is entirely possible to reach the heights of worldly success and still feel empty if your life is disconnected from your deeper calling. Purpose ensures that even when external success fades, you remain grounded, fulfilled, and unshaken because you know your life has meaning beyond achievements. Living with purpose requires self-discovery. You must look beyond society's definition of success and ask yourself, what was I created to do? Purpose begins with identifying your unique gifts, passions, and values, and understanding how these can be used to serve others. True purpose is not about self-promotion, it is about service. It aligns your talents with the needs of the world around you, creating a synergy where both you and others benefit. When you live for purpose, your work becomes more than just a job, it becomes a mission. Purpose infuses your life with clarity. When you know your why, you are no longer swayed by every opportunity or distracted by every pursuit that promises status or recognition. Success without purpose often leads to burnout, as you chase after goals that bring no real satisfaction. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding your decisions, shaping your priorities, and helping you focus on what truly matters. You become more intentional with your time, energy, and relationships because you understand that not everything that glitters is worth pursuing. Living for purpose also equips you to handle failure differently. When your identity is tied solely to success, failure feels like personal defeat. But when you live with purpose, even setbacks become part of your journey. You recognize that challenges and obstacles are not signs that you are off course. They are opportunities for growth, refinement, and greater understanding of your mission. Purpose gives you the resilience to keep going even when success seems distant, because your motivation is deeper than external rewards. Purpose also brings a sense of fulfillment that success alone cannot provide. Achieving goals and accumulating possessions may offer temporary happiness, but purpose delivers lasting joy. This joy comes from knowing that your life is making a difference, that you are contributing to something meaningful, even in small ways. Living with purpose means understanding that the value of your life is not determined by what you possess, but by what you give. You begin to measure success not by how much you take, but by how much you contribute to the well-being of others. When you live with purpose, you stop comparing yourself to others. The race for success often creates unnecessary competition, fostering envy and insecurity. But purpose frees you from this trap because it reminds you that your journey is unique. There is no need to measure your worth against someone else's achievements. Your purpose is yours alone, and no one else can fulfill it. This awareness brings peace, allowing you to celebrate the success of others without feeling diminished. Living with purpose also redefines your goals. Instead of asking, how can I succeed, you begin to ask, how can I make a difference? Your ambitions become less about personal gain and more about creating value for those around you. Whether you are an entrepreneur, an artist, a teacher, or a parent, your purpose shapes the way you approach your work and your relationships. It transforms your goals from being purely self-centered to being impact-driven. Success becomes a byproduct, not the primary aim. Purpose gives your life consistency. Success often fluctuates. There are seasons of triumph and seasons of struggle. But when you live with purpose, you remain steady through the highs and lows because your sense of meaning is not tied to external circumstances. Even when success eludes you, purpose sustains you. It reminds you that your value is not determined by what you achieve, but by how faithfully you live according to your calling. Purpose ensures that your identity remains intact no matter what life throws at you. Finally, living with purpose creates a legacy that outlasts you. Success is often temporary. People may remember your accomplishments for a while, but purpose leaves an indelible mark on those you touch. Purposeful living shapes how people experience your presence, your leadership, and your influence. It ensures that your life will continue to inspire others long after you are gone. Success may build empires, but purpose builds people, and people are the only lasting legacy. When you live with purpose, your life becomes a gift to the world, and that is a gift that never fades. In the end, success alone will leave you always striving for more, never quite satisfied with what you have achieved. But when you live with purpose, every step becomes meaningful, every effort intentional, and every achievement part of a greater mission. You stop chasing after success and begin creating a life that matters. And in doing so, you experience a deeper fulfillment, knowing that your life is aligned with the reason you were placed on this earth. That is the true essence of living, not just for success, but with purpose. In the end, it's not about forcing anyone to miss you. It's about becoming so essential, so authentic, so excellent that your presence is irreplaceable. When you live this way, your impact will not fade with time. Instead, it will grow in your absence. So live fully, love deeply, serve faithfully, and give generously. Make them miss you like never before, not because of what you had, but because of who you were and what you gave. That is how you become unforgettable.